There was a new contest for House Flipper with the theme Cozy Christmas. The submission period is over and my entry is an ice mansion. This time Frozen District had decided to hold a contest with a slightly different concept than before. For the other contests, so far, they would announce a theme and players had complete freedom over what they wanted to do with it. The result were massive builds and a huge variety of creative ideas. However, the community had asked to give at least some limits for competition entries. So for this contest, Frozen District had not just announced the theme, but in addition they gave a predefined shell with some new rules. The shell must not be altered, so you were not allowed to tear down walls, but you were allowed to put in windows and doors. Extensions of the shell were allowed, upwards, downwards, or up to the boundaries of the property. And, as I was scrolling through Pinterest, and yes, there are people who actually do that, I came across an ice hotel and I thought that was cool. My entry for the competition doesn't look anything like the inspiration picture, but I thought an ice mansion would be fun to do. Okay, so first things first, there is no dedicated ice texture in House Flipper. But the whole project depended on whether or not I could find a texture that looked like ice. I initially tried to work with glass and build huge windows into the walls, but that didn't look anything like ice. After trying different things out here and there, I used custom color marble and faded blue. And if you ask me, this combination really looks like ice blocks. And lo and behold, with the right graphic settings, the surface does even shine like real ice. Before I used my newfound ice texture, I colored the walls red to make sure I wouldn't destroy the shell. Because I know myself and it's usually a lot of back and forth in the beginning. I build something and then tear it down again. And with that way of doing things, I would risk to destroy part of the shell because at some point I no longer know which one is an original wall that I shouldn't touch. When I was searching the internet for inspiration on the floor plan, I luckily found something that was very similar to the shell. I then laid out the floor plan as a huge poster and built the walls on the corresponding lines. When the rooms on the floor plan were done, I said, okay, the house will stay like this, I won't tear anything down, I'll work with what I have now. So I put the roof on. And because I wasn't going to demolish or change anything, I now turned the red color of the walls into ice texture. I started doing the inside of the house with the entrance area. It stretches over 2 floors and therefore has a high ceiling. With the round door arches, the ceiling beams and the whole design, it kinda looks like a Mediterranean mansion. Except everything is made from ice. I wanted the living room to have the same feel to it, like an opulent room in a small castle. So I gave it high ceilings and huge windows. I mean, look at how cool the light falls in here. I also added a small kind of viewing platform from which you can, look into the living room. I wanted to put a lavish Christmas tree in the living room that reached up to the ceiling and was covered by snow. Unfortunately, the small fir trees were way too small and the large ones were not only too tall, but also far too wide for the room. Although it would have been possible to adjust the height with the transformation tool, their width would still remain a problem. In the end, I merged several small green trees into one large one. Why didn't I use small snow-covered trees for this? I have no idea, but it is what it is now. I wanted to decorate the wall between the living room and what was later to become a kind of a sunroom in a swanky way. So I used these detailed panels in marble with faded blue. And I don't know if you can see this on YouTube, but they also sparkle like real ice in the light. That looked just so cool, I love this wall so much. And then once I started with the details, I wanted to continue that in the rest of the house. I added playful details to the door frame and to the fireplace to match the vibe of the room. Until now, the building still looked like a huge block of ice from the outside. Originally, that was the look I was going for, but then I started adding nice little ornate details on the inside, which resulted in this icy Mediterranean style. I wanted the outside to match that and look a little less plain, so I added some pillars on the corners and let the roof overhang. And it looked much better straight away. Next, I experimented with the furnishing. I set up a bar on the ground floor and initially a bedroom and a guest bedroom on the first floor. However, as the house is rather medium-sized, I somehow didn't think 2 bedrooms were the right choice. I can't even give a real reason for this, it was just a feeling that a guest bedroom wouldn't be a good fit here. The corner room therefore became an office and the guest bedroom became the master bedroom. And then I spent ages trying out the room layout for the ground floor. I tried a billiard room, a gamer room and a social area next to the kitchen. In the end, I decided on an open kitchen and a pantry on the ground floor, as well as an office in the corner room on the first floor. At some point I thought the bar on the ground floor looked too much like the house was a club. It wasn't really cozy because as soon as you enter the house, you have a bar right in your face. So I moved the bar upstairs and the room downstairs became a hobby room, which is actually just a passway to the backyard. When it came to the details, I initially intended to stick to the ice theme. I wanted to make a little joke and have ice pops as a Christmas dinner. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought it might be a funny detail if I showed it once somewhere, but if I overused it throughout the whole house, that joke wouldn't be funny anymore at the very best. I changed my mind and decorated the kitchen with just food and accessories and of course with Christmas decorations. When searching for further Christmas inspiration, I came across this picture. I thought it was really cool and I absolutely wanted to recreate it. Did it have anything to do with the theme of Ice Mansion? No. Did it match what I had built so far? No. But I thought it was fun, so I built it. I ended up spending hours fiddling it together, but the result was absolutely worth it. As I was already out doing something in the garden, I also built a patio with Christmassy winter decoration. So the really tough outies can have a hardcore Christmas dinner outside. And then I finally got to my favorite part of House Flipper, decorating. I used AI to create a whole bunch of pictures and place them throughout the whole house. I decorated the walls with wall paneling, and guys, it's something you don't really see it, you don't really recognize it. It has not like a big wow effect, but it is just so much work. And then I filled the seating areas with loads of cushions, stocked the pantry with groceries, and adorned the fireplaces and walls and tables with Christmas-themed knickknacks. And last but not least, what originally inspired the whole competition entry, colorful lighting. I installed different lamps with RGB colors on the outside. Some of them were also bringing colors to the rooms on the inside, so I didn't need to equip every room with colored lamps. I put some more lights on the spots where they really added something to the atmosphere, and then finally everything has come together so nicely. Here is what it looks like. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, consider to give it a thumbs up or subscribe if you want. And if you want to see what I did for the last community contest, you can check this video out.